Alright, so we're gonna go get some fajita on this cold day. Let's see what's the temperature. It's cold and wet, as you can see. Oh, my mom sent me a text. Okay, back to the temperature. It is 40 degrees, feels like 33, which is pretty awesome for Texas. Let's put this seatbelt on because safety first. So one of the things that I've learned, the most important thing that I've learned about driving manual or standard or stick shift, is that I suck at it a lot. And maybe, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I can't seem to find that sweet spot everybody finds. Let's see, and also no power steering. Come on, baby. So they're not always that bad. That one was actually a really bad example, but I guess it worked out perfect for this video. Let's put the defrost up on here. Okay. All right, it's going. All right, the cool thing is we're not going super far. But yeah, I suck at it. It's mainly that first gear getting out, and moving is the one that gets me all the time. And sometimes I knock it out of the park. Like, not that time, I actually stalled it, which I haven't really been doing, but I guess I did now. And second gear too. Usually I get into it a little bit too hard. I don't know if I'm too high in the RPMs or what. So that's number one. The number one thing I've learned so far is that I suck at driving it. Number two is that I normally have a good time driving it. It's pretty fun, except for if there's a lot of traffic and I have to be constantly in and out of gears and doing things. So I still haven't mastered like the rev matching for downshifting. On the motorcycle, I can do it pretty easily, and that took me a while to learn too. But it wasn't that long. I feel like the motorcycle's clutch slash gearing seems to be a lot easier, and this one is not. This one, it's always fighting me, or I end up I'm going too fast and I downshift, and then the car just like nosedives. A whole bunch of stuff that I need to figure out, and I'm not gonna lie, it makes me a little anxious because I have that HPD event, and I don't want to go out there and look like 100% a fool. I want to somewhat be able to at least drive the car. So I'm kind of nervous now. I'm kind of like, that's why I didn't want to be daily driving this, but I have been daily driving it because I want to make sure I can actually drive the car, like I said. If not, then what's the point? I'm going to go out there and have to learn to drive it while I'm trying to learn to do like a track day. It doesn't make sense. So, alright, so here I'm at another red light, and this is the part that gets me the most, kind of like, because that, like I said, that first gear is pretty weird for me still. Like, finding that sweet spot. I normally end up giving it too much gas. And it doesn't help right now that I'm wearing boots, so that kind of always makes it feel weirder. But this is where I normally start to kind of. So right here, I'm letting off the clutch slowly, and I'm trying to give it some gas so that I don't like judder it around. And I mean, that wasn't horrible, I think, but maybe I don't need to give it too much gas. Maybe I just need to be barely on it. right here I'm going 30 miles an hour, and I'm in third gear. I don't know if that's good or bad, but if I was in second gear, I'd probably already be at 4,000 RPM. Right now I'm at 2 grand. So I'm still trying to learn all that. And the crazy thing is that the first vehicle I ever learned to drive on, or drive in, I should say, is it was a 88 Ford Ranger. I think it was an 88. And it was like a small little pickup truck, or maybe no, yeah, it was definitely a Ford. I just don't know if it was a Ranger or it was a small little truck, and it was standard. And I would drive my dad home maybe 10 miles every day, basically every day in that truck. I don't remember how many speeds it was, but that's the first car that I drove consistently. And nowadays, and then after that, actually, I haven't had another standard car. So this is the first one that I got again that is mine, that I'm going to be actually driving. And see, like right there, I don't know, was that too hard of a shift? Too hard of a releasing of the clutch? I don't know. All right, so I've always known how to move a manual car or a standard car, especially at the dealership. Some would come by every now and then, and I was able to move them. I mean, from parking lot to bay, and then maybe a small little test drive after the repair. But since then, I haven't ever driven one like on the highway or like daily driving or daily commuting, right? Like, it's always just been small little bits of movement. So, yeah, man, I'm having a good time, but at the same time, I kind of already want to know how to do it. Like that, I can just be bah, 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 bah. And it is fun. The one thing I will say is it keeps you way more focused on the road. It keeps you way more focused on what you're doing. You have to be aware of, okay, what gear am I in? What am I doing when you get to stops? Like I said, I do want to get better at the rev matching for downshifting so that I can ease off the brakes as much. But for now, I try to just put it in neutral and coast until I have to stop, or I'll try to eventually do some here and there. But like I said, I usually do it really bad and it, like, nosedives and like whoa. So yeah, we're almost getting here to the meat market for them tasty fajitas. Here we're at another stop, so we're gonna do another first gear pull. This little, I think I also think about it too much. Maybe I just need to like, because I also don't want to burn out my clutch. So I don't know, like, if I'm easing off the clutch too slow, is like, what's the limit of how slow I could do it before I start creating damage, you know? Like, I don't know. But we have made it to the meat market. I will go inside and get my fajita, and then I'll come back and we'll head back out home. Alright, so we got the fajita. Now to take this hot rod back on the road and hopefully look cool doing it. Well, actually, that's not an issue because we always look cool in this car. And let's go. So yeah, like right there, like I was letting off the clutch really slow, so it was getting that grip but not all the way. And I'm wondering if that's bad. Like, how much of that could I do before I trash things? Like, I'm sure it won't last as long as if you actually knew what you were doing, you know? But that seems to be the way that I get the smoothest shift out of first, or I mean into first. Another thing that sucks is all these roads here in South Texas suck. They're all bumpy and nasty and not really good for cars that are on coilovers. Even though coilovers supposed to be like high-end suspension, right? It's supposed to be better performing. I feel like on flat roads, but not bumpy roads. There's my wipers. Still got a little bit of water. And I think the biggest thing that I'm gonna need to be doing is just driving it, getting to know it. And the weird thing is, well, the sucky part is, it's also a cool part, is I'm gonna be getting a D16 pretty soon, like complete with transmission and harness, the ECU or ECM, like all of it together to swap in here. And that's gonna have a 5-speed, and I might have to just relearn that whole clutch too, because I know they're not all the same. It's a little bit different, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm hoping I can get that engine, and the thing is, the mounts won't be here for a while apparently, because I guess they have to make them. And I'm hoping I can get them relatively soon, because I can get that swap done. And whoa, slow down, baby. Oh yeah. And I guess number 3, the third thing that I've learned is that I like it. Like, I like driving this car. Sometimes I'm kind of like, oh man, like if I have to go through a lot of lights, I'm kind of like, oh, that sucks. But at the same time, it's like cool because I'm focused. I'm like, okay, shit, boom, boom, boom. Ready for the light, be ready, don't stall it out, you idiot. And I've actually never stalled it out on the road yet. Right now, when that stall was probably like the second or third time, and it's usually when I'm in a parking lot. It's a super nasty day. I mean, I like this weather, I really do, but not to be out and about in it, you know, like maybe if I was just at home sitting on a chair drinking a beer, that's the life. But to be driving in it, to be outside doing stuff, not good. I do like the colds more but not cold and wet. I do like the rain as long as it's not cold and rainy. Alright, so that, I felt like right there I was too high in the RPM while letting off. And I felt like I was letting off the clutch too slow, wearing out my clutch. So, I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe that's the way you're supposed to do it. I've never had like a teacher tell me like, hey, this is how you do it. When I used to drive that Ford Ranger, I would just, my dad's like, oh dude, just drive it. Just take off the clutch, give it gas, and go. And I would do it. I don't know. I think nowadays I think about it too much. I just need to be one with the hot rod, which my girlfriend has named Big Bertha, and I think that's the name we're gonna go with, Big Bertha. Oh yeah, I turned at 100 miles an hour. Woo! So Big Bertha more than likely is gonna be the name. For this hot rod right here, that so far I love, is awesome. Super glad I was able to pick it up, and I can't wait to turn it into a track machine. Well, I just want it to be respectable, you know? Like, I want people to see it and be like, hey, you know what? It's not the fastest dude on the track. I doubt I'll ever be the fastest dude on the track, but I want it to be like, that's a cool car, and it's living up to its potential. I don't know if that's even sane or the right way to say that. But. All right. And these coilovers, driving on these coilovers so far hasn't been that bad. Like they're definitely a lot stiffer than the stock ones. Like a lot stiffer, but they don't feel horrible. They're not like super stiff. They're not. It is on some roads, like I guess like wavy roads, you kind of feel like a little bounce. But it's not bad. And I don't know if I need to adjust them. These aren't adjustable, but you can adjust like the preload on the springs. And I looked at a couple tutorials, and I may need to read the manual because I actually found it and I have it in one of the boxes, and read it and see how you set that. Because the way I read you do it is you basically let the spring free float, and then you tighten that lower little collar, I guess, till it gets snug, and you do like another half turn or a quarter turn or something just so it's even snugger, and you lock it in, and that's, you're good. What most people don't say is if you have to have the suspension compressed or wide open. I did it with the suspension hanging. So I lifted it up, I took the wheels off, I had the coilover fully extended for the most part, and then I did it. And I don't know if maybe that's something I need to change. Maybe I need to put like load on the suspension to compress it and then do it. Because if you're fully extended, I think, and you set it, when you bring it down, I mean, the coilover is going to compress. And, but then no, because you would need that. You would need it to be like that. Because if you do it while it's compressed, it's just always going to rattle. I don't know. I have no idea, actually. But yeah, so we got the fajita. You guys saw how bad I suck at driving stick shifters, manual or standard. But we will get better. If it's the last thing I do. We're going to be Fast and the Furious, like eight gears. Yeah. So till the next time.